Hey, I'm Pastor Benjamin, and I have 4 announcements about our worship services in July of 2020 that I want to share with you. I'll say them real quick, and then I'll come back around and give you more detail. First off, no more online registration. Second, we're going to begin in-person adult education. Third, we're going to begin dedicated children's ministries. And fourth, an announcement about masks. I'll tell you what that is in just a moment. So more detail. Number 1, no more online registration. That was super helpful to us as a church leadership and as a church just to figure out how many people were coming and to keep the services balanced. We're going to suspend that for now. We basically know who's coming when, and I think things are good. There's plenty of room, so we're going to suspend online registration. Just show up, bring friends, family. We'd love to see you here. Number 2, we're going to begin in-person adult education. That's going to be at 8:30, so during the first worship service, behind the church, in the courtyard, below the parking lot. There'll be some chairs. If you want to bring your own chairs, please do. But that's in-person adult education at 8:30. Number 3, we're going to begin dedicated children's ministries. So formally, we just said, bring your children, they'll be in the worship service, and there was a sweetness to that. But there's also a difficulty for the youngest of children. And so 0 through 1st grade are going to have options at the first 2, not the 3rd, but the first 2 worship services. So at 8:30 and 9:45, in the building, we'll have 0 through 3 classrooms that you can bring your children into before the worship service, pick them up afterwards. If you're 4 through 1st grade, they'll participate in the worship service for some of the singing, and they'll be dismissed for during the sermon and then invited back in during the closing song. So that's in the first 2 worship services, but not the 3rd. The 3rd will just be normal. If you bring kids, they'll be in the sanctuary. Finally, now an announcement about masks. And if you're watching things online and around the world and in our country, it seems like every state is this moving target. Things are changing. So we're doing our best. We have been using the language of strongly encouraged. We're going to change that in different ways depending on which service it is. So in the first worship service, we're going to move to the language of required. So unless you're preaching or leading in worship, we're going to say we want to see masks on everyone in the building before, during, and after. During the second service, which is outdoors, we're going to leave that up to people's preference. Now, I know our own state issued a statement yesterday that even outdoor gatherings would require masks. Now, the fine print actually says if you're not maintaining social distancing. So on our part as a church, we're going to do a better job of spacing out chairs in clusters. And so take advantage of that, sit in households, or if you've been seeing other people throughout the quarantine lockdown, feel free to sit with them. But if you're going to come and be talking close and sitting together with other people outside of your household, then I think we should pay attention to what the governor has said. So that's the middle service. The indoor 3rd service, we come back in the building for the 3rd service. We're going to also go to the language of preference. Now, in our sanctuary, we're able to maintain social distancing. There's just enough people in here. People are very spread out. So if you want to wear a mask, come in, take it off. If you want to wear a mask the entire time, it's whatever you would prefer. But we do ask, and this is critical, that you would maintain a social distancing. That's going to be helpful to everyone involved to know that that's what we're going to be doing before, during, and after that 3rd service. So those are the 4 updates. I think they're all improvements. I think they're steps in the right direction. I hope they're encouraging. And finally, the most important thing I want you to know is we're here to love and serve Jesus. And so I'm going to be preaching about Him on Sunday, and I would love to see you there. If you're watching online, blessings to you. And when you feel comfortable, please come back. We would love to have you. And we are, again, just rooting and praying for the whole church to love and serve Jesus well. We'll see you soon.